What's good, y'all? We back with another video. We got the deadly dance battle in the Bronx. K-Flock versus Dthang. This is it's a video by Kidner. I didn't know about him, but I just watched I'll be in tune with like the UK drill a little bit here and there. On like the two biggest artists there, like Digga D and Central C, did a video on them. And you feel me? I didn't know why they was beefing, but they got beef. You feel me? Watch the video. I fuck with the video. He put a lot of like time into it and research. I know that he knows what he's talking about and shit like that. So we're gonna see what he's talking about in this with K Flock and Dthang.
Bronx right now got all the views beating all on YouTube. Dead ass. And we up. What the you talking about?
New York is a war zone right now, with a 60% increase in overall crime and 30% increase in murders this year. In less than a 5-year period from when New York crime was at an all-time low in 2018 to 19. And all eyes are on the north of the city, the Bronx. So guys, before I get into this video, I've partnered up with CHANNNELS to protect you online and in your country. I know the CHANNNELS websites. $1.99 a month, and if you're not happy, you get a 30-day money back guarantee. Get your deal back. Pop was born there, and it's also video. Now the Bronx is known for a lot of different things. Hip hop was born there and is also home to the Yankee Stadium, but it's also the poorest borough of New York and has the highest crime rate. Unlike other parts of New York, the Bronx hasn't really been developed and gentrified too much, with old crime-ridden blocks kind of being neglected, while a lot of New York's other boroughs, like Manhattan and parts of Brooklyn, have been cleaned and built up. Now recently, all the attention in the rap game has been circulating in the Bronx. The drill scene has been popping off over them sides, with teenagers from the poorest and most dangerous blocks in the Bronx becoming stars almost overnight, with a new style of drill music using faster paced UK drill beats with crazy dances and demonic lyrics. The top stars on the scene right now have to be two artists called Dthang and K-Flock, and the weird thing is these two are actually cousins, and to make it weirder, they're also ops, with Dthang coming from the infamous housing project called the River Park Towers, which are a set of 4 big apartments on the south side of the Bronx, which are also the biggest buildings in the whole of the Bronx. Dthang's gang is called
Bro, them shits was like I think I heard something like 50 stories. Like damn, bro, that shit big as hell, bro. 50
RPT,
floors,
which is short for the River Park Towers.
Bro, just imagine you gotta take the stairs, bro. I don't even know if there is stairs, bro. If you gotta take stairs, bro, it's over, bro. Like I don't know how many elevators in there, but bro, if you live on like the 43rd floor or 40th floor, bro, it's gonna take like 5 minutes to get up there just to take the elevator.
But RPT is part of an even bigger gang called the YGs, which is an alliance between RPT and a few more blocks in the Bronx. Dthang's cousin K-Flock is in a gang called SLIXZZ or DOA, and they beef the YGs and pretty much every other block in the south of the Bronx, including another gang called the OGs, who are from a housing complex called Cortlandt T Avenue, which is home to another 2 big rappers from the borough called B-Love and Shawty K. But the OGs from Cortlandt T used to actually be part of the YG's gang until they fell out and then started the OG's movement. Same way OGs used to actually be linked up with SLIXZZ until a recent dispute. An affiliate of the OGs and SLIXZZ called E.Baby went on Instagram Live smoking with SLIXZZ's ops. Instantly, SLIXZZ rapper K-Flock took to Insta Live stating that he's not messing with E.Baby, and anyone that's with E.Baby can get caught in the crossfire.
So, word of my mother, when Ida see me, word of my mother.
But it seemed like the OGs are proving their loyalty towards E.Baby, with OG's rapper Shawty K taking to Instagram Live starting to diss K-Flock's dead friends from SLIXZZ, despite the two being friends just months previous. But this also puts fellow OG's rapper B-Love in a weird position. B-Love actually used to live on the same block where K-Flock lives until he moved to Cortlandt T Avenue, and it seems that B-Love is still friends with his childhood friend K-Flock, despite both of their gangs now beefing. So as you could probably tell, the gang politics in the Bronx is quite confusing, and it could be a bit unclear.
Nah, bro, B-Love shit is crazy, bro. I think it was more of like, I think it's either mom or dad, one of them stayed in Cortland, and then the other one was on Seth's side. So he was going back and forth from there So he was already familiar with like K Flock and WB when he was growing up, and then he ended up going to school out there. And then I think his pops or mom that was living in South Side, they moved out, so he didn't have to go back to South Side, but he had to go to school out there. So he was already out there. And you feel me? Then Shy K came along and he was linked up with them. And then you feel me? The whole Eat baby situation happens, and you feel me? He was supposed to pick a side, or you feel me? They try to make him pick a side. He was just staying in the middle, staying cordial, which I understand them, but you feel me? But there's a whole bunch of other shit that's happening behind the scenes and in the music where it just puts B-Love in a tough situation. But you feel me? He's figuring it out though. Like it ain't hasn't caused no rough. It caused a little rough with the OGs, but he's back linking up with them with Shy K and them. So you feel me? He figured it out.
On who has problems with who. But one thing that is clear is that both the OGs and Southside do not like the YGs. And this is something which is not new. It all kicked off on April 16th, 2012, after the OGs from Cortlandt T Avenue broke off from the YGs. YG members were out drinking when they got into an argument about who was putting in the most work for the gang. The argument got personal and certain members wanted to prove themselves. So after drinking, they all went to the OGs territory to look for OG members. They eventually spotted a 16-year-old OGs member called Noah Bala and approached him. 20 YGs members then proceeded to grab Noah and started to brutally stomp him out right outside his apartment building, fracturing his bones and leaving him dead. This murder really kicked stuff off in the Bronx, but anywhere that a murder like Noah's happens, police are never far behind in New York. Now, New York's police force, the NYPD, are the kings of gang takedowns and indictments. They are very good at letting gangs believe they're getting away with their activities, but the whole time they're watching everything. And that's exactly,
bro. This ain't Chicago no more, bro. Like you can rap about the shit in Chicago. Like I know motherfuckers in Chicago, they shooting shit, and then you try to call for help, call the cops. Hey, we got gunshots. They hear your shit and they not even coming around, bro. They just gonna let that shit rock. That shit is so normal in Chicago, and please just don't care, bro. Like I don't know what their payroll is or what, bro. But you feel me? If you're gonna defund any police, bro, do Chicago, bro. They not doing shit over there, bro. Yeah, there's no Rico case. I think O-Box, the one that just happened with Muwap and all them. That's like the first one I've seen ever, bro. And you feel me? GDs, BDs, all that shit, STL, all that shit's been around for years, and they just let that shit rock. People, they just let, you feel me? The gun violence just kill everybody, all the rappers and shit. Like, bro, that shit crazy, bro. Chicago really just be bullshit, but New York not letting that shit happen.
See what the feds were doing to the YG gang. After the murder of Noah, the police,
like, bro, New York really, like, they'll let you, like, they'll take down a gang, wait 5 years, let that shit build right back up, and then take down the gang again. And it's just another cycle, bro. They just keep building these cases and keep doing it. And I don't know, bro. Like, you feel me? They again, I'm all for, like, building, like, recreational centers or giving the kids and teenagers something else to do, bro. Because it's starting at a young age, bro. Like 13, 14, 15-year-olds. You feel me? Picking up a gun and trying to put in pain. Like that shit shouldn't be a thing in New York. You feel me?
Set up a 3-year investigation on the YGs, using CCTV and undercover officers to track any drugs they sold in the streets and any altercations they were getting into with rival gangs. In late 2015, the feds decided it was time to close in on the gang, and they arrested and charged 22 members of the YG's gang on racketeering charges and the violence they were bringing to the streets, which included 3 murders and 30 non-fatal shootings. This was a big blow to the YG's gang, but this wasn't the end of the gang completely. It was time for the younger members of the gangs to step up. Recently, with the rise of drill music in the area, guys have been on some wild stuff. The last few years has been a lot of bloodshed in the Bronx, and with more indictments throughout the years, taking down a lot of older figures in the Bronx. The streets were left with a bunch of kids running around, continuing the gang politics their older counterparts left them with. And it's like what the younger generation like to do nowadays. They were making sure the whole of social media was seeing what's happening on the streets. On April 7th, 2020, a YG's rapper called Wu Lottie and his friends were lurking on a gang linked to the OGs called the OYs when a 28-year-old called Williams Hopeton went and rented a zip car in Harlem and then proceeded to pick up 3 members of the OYs gang.
I'm going back. Cause I don't know a lot about this Wu Lottie shit. I know, you feel me, who was involved or whatever and what happened, but like, I didn't know they got the car.
2020,
Hold on,
a
let me listen to
YG's
them.
rapper called Woo Lottie and his friends were lurking on a gang linked to the OGs called the OYs when a 28-year-old called Williams Hopton went and rented a zip car in Harlem and then proceeded to pick up 3 members of the OYs gang, who again are affiliated with the OGs. The OYs members started to drive around Harlem packed with brooms and knives looking for Woo Lottie until they reached West 154th Street and spotted the 17-year-old YG's member called Woo Lottie at 12:50 AM. The OYs members proceeded to jump out the rented zip car and started to chase Woo Lottie. Woo Lottie tried to make a run for it, but he tripped over and was ultimately stabbed and beaten to death. And while all of this was going on, a 16-year-old boy who was part of the attack was filming it all for Snapchat, screaming, "Stop running,
Oh,
Woo
yeah.
Lottie."
Nah, bro, this shit was so federal. I think it was a 28-year-old. There was 2 people that got picked up for this Wulati. I think one got 7 years. I think one got like 5 years. And I think the 28-year-old was Rundown. I think that was his name. That's a crazy name, bro. Rundown, and then you feel me, Eat Out Baby got that song Rundown Gang and shit like that. So that's why you feel me, they be screaming that shit. And there was someone else, bro. I can't remember his name, but you feel me, there was the second person that got picked up for the Wulati shit, and they both got sentenced. I don't know if it was recently, but I seen they got sentenced, but that's crazy.
Stop running, Wulati!
So as you could probably guess with the video footage and the zip car rented, it wasn't that hard for feds to find the culprits, and all 4 were quickly found and arrested.
4?
Woo Lottie's death was especially sad due to him dying just before the drill scene in the Bronx really started to kick off. Just
rapping.
2 months before Lottie's death, Lottie dropped his first drill song called Fours Talk, which was at a time when the Bronx drill scene wasn't really popping off. The YGs were actually some of the first in the Bronx to jump on UK drill beats in late 2019. Around 45 minutes away from the Bronx in Brooklyn, many rappers were starting to hit big numbers on drill beats, like Fivio Foreign and Pop Smoke to say a couple names. But the Bronx put a different type of swing to the drill genre, with different sets in this beef having different dance moves, like the RPT gang doing bunny hops. Younger YG's members from the River Park Towers complex wanted to get in on the trend of the drill music which was popping in Brooklyn, with some early songs like RPT Buggin'. But the YG's gang really started to gain some traction when a YG's rapper called Dthang dropped his first solo track called Caution, which at the time was one of the rudest drill songs to come out the Bronx. This came months after his cousin from the other side of this feud, K-Flock, dropped his debut song called FTO, and both artists were starting to hit serious numbers, running up millions on each song, and all attention in New York was starting to shift towards the Bronx. This came during the summer of 2020, and with the rise of drill songs in the area, also came with the rise of violence, and 2020 proved to be a deadly year for the whole of the Bronx. After the death of Woo Lottie, the streets were starting to get hot. 2 months later, a 20-year-old from a completely different separate gang in the Bronx was sitting in the back of a cab around 2 blocks away from his block. A white BMW pulled up next to the cab and started firing into the back of the car. The man hit was a guy called Ty Benji, and he was from a block called the McKinley Houses, a block which has beef with the majority of the south of Bronx, so it's not even clear who committed the shooting, with the YGs and the OGs both mocking Ty Benji in their songs. Ty Benji was put in intensive care, and he was being treated in a medical center near where he was shot. But while Ty Benji was being treated for his wounds, 2 days later, an opposing gang to Ty Benji's set also suffered a loss. The OGs gang were having a barbecue on Davison Avenue when shots were fired into the crowd, when a stray bullet hit a 17-year-old who went by the name B Diddy in the neck, which killed him. B Diddy grew up around members of the OGs gang, but he was actually never involved in the street life. He was actually a very talented and highly sought over basketball player. He graduated high school just a few days before his murder, and just hours before his murder, he was in talks with one of the best basketball colleges in the whole of the country. But despite his non-involvement in the streets, this didn't stop rival gangs to the OGs taunting his death in songs, with YGs regularly mentioning him in drill tracks. 2 days later, stuff wasn't looking good for Ty.
That shit crazy, bro. Like, we're at a point where, like, we're just hitting random civilians, and just because they around, like, they getting distant songs. And it's the same thing with, like 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds dying and shit. Like, if you in your 20s, bro, dissing a 13 or 14-year-old that died, bro, like, I don't know, bro. I was really thinking about that shit. I'm like, damn, bro, motherfuckers is really 13, 14 dying out here and getting smoked on just because they was a part of that shit, or you feel me, grew up in that area and just happened to die. Like, that shit crazy, man. Shit's
Benji
sad.
also. While still receiving treatment, his health was starting to take a turn for the worst. Sadly, he was pronounced dead 2 days later after he was shot. These two murders so close together sparked a complete war throughout the south of the Bronx in the whole of 2020, with bodies dropping throughout the whole of the year. And with the rise of violence, also came with the rise of the attention on the music. But despite K-Flock starting to build an opportunity for himself outside the streets, he was still making it clear he was still knees deep in the streets, with him constantly insta-living himself, spinning ops blocks, recording himself running down YG's members, which was seeming like a trend in the Bronx, to record themselves committing these crimes.
Go! Hey, buddy. Hey, bro, hop back in. Hop back in. That took. Oh! Matter of fact, take a left and go through this. They know somebody over here, bro. Bro, come outside. We in front of our building. Look. We in front of our building.
But soon in 2021, K-Flock's life would take a turn for the better. After the recent successes in his songs, it was clear he was a big star in the Bronx. It was rumored that K-Flock had signed a multi-million record deal with Capitol Records, and it wasn't hard to see that K-Flock had just signed a big deal, with him flexing on his socials with a new bust-down Cartier and chain, while driving new foreign cars throughout his hood. But in 2021, while K-Flock was moving up in the world, back at home in the Bronx, the war was starting to get worse. Less than a few weeks before K-Flock took the deal, another member of the YGs called Ty Swish was shot dead inside his apartment block. And only 4 days after this, a member of K-Flock's gang called J-Rip K was also shot dead. The most shocking thing about this murder was that J-Rip was only 13 years old. Reports from police say that the possible motive for J-Rip's killing was due to him possibly having a role in the murder of Ty Swish, with J-Rip allegedly being on the site of the murder when it happened. Two 16-year-old YG's members were wanted for the murder of J-Rip K, one being a rapper called Rajiz. But before the feds could get to Rajiz, the ops got there first.
I think Dolo out now too. Like he was the alleged killer too. I don't know what happened with his case, but he got out. So
9 hours after the murder of J-Rip, Rajiz got into the back of a cab on his way to a recording studio. When the cab got to East 178th Street, the car got stuck in traffic. This is when two boys pulled up next 178th Street. The car got stuck in traffic. This is when two boys pulled up.
Oh, I thought it was a parked car. Cause yeah, I know that area. For me, that's not where. You feel me? He like Prospect 178. That's not. You feel me? His hood. So I was wondering when he said that's why I went back. Cause I was like, why would he be over there? But if he was stuck in traffic. I thought they watched him get in the car, you feel me? They was outside his house. They watched him get in the Uber and you feel me, they just hopped out on him. I didn't know they caught him in traffic. That's tough, bro. Like, and it was on a scooter, so that was smart, bro. Cause you never, like in New York, bro, you never hear people getting caught in traffic because you feel me, they ain't cars, bro. And you feel me, New York got hella traffic, but that shit crazy, bro.
Next to the cab in the scooter and let off shots into Rajiz, killing him instantly inside the cab at 16 years old. Southside rapper K-Flock is seen constantly reminiscing on his younger friend J-Rip in his lyrics and on social media. K-Flock is even seen running to J-Rip's aid after hearing.
Bro, I remember watching this video so many times, bro. I just seen that like a couple months ago, bro. I still shocking to me. I didn't catch that, bro.
He was shot and
That's
collapsed
crazy.
at a local restaurant. But unfortunately, it was all too late. After his friend's murder, K-Flock started to elevate in his music, dropping hits after hits, which seemed like a dedication to make it out the Bronx streets. But even despite signing a multi-million-dollar deal, it seemed like his heart was still in the streets, still videoing himself touring his arts block, and arguing with rival YG's members on Insta Live. And in December 16th, 2021...
Damn, bro, like you ever really just like reminisce and be like, damn, bro, like you never know, so something's good until it's gone. Like seeing just K-Flock out, bro. I remember going to his story and shit, and it would be like 1,000 stories, bro. I'd be watching, he'd just be doing random shit on his story. I'm like, damn, bro, like you feel me? We need K-Flock back out, man. Free that man. Like that shit tough, bro.
This got him into some serious deep trouble. Wearing the Moncler jacket and some Amiri jeans, a masked up man starts to post up on his Ots block in Sugar Hill, territory of the Old Wise gang. The masked up man then proceeds to FaceTime his ops, letting them know that he's on his block. And while he's walking through the block, he's confronted by a man who spots him in a barbershop. An argument breaks out and the man is shot in his neck and back and later dies in hospital. K-Flock was actually identified to be the alleged masked up man and the shooter in this case. And on the 23rd of December, K-Flock actually hands himself into police authority after being wanted for the murder. I'm not gonna go too deep into his case because obviously it's still ongoing, but hopefully he is innocent. And on the other side, K-Flock's op cousin and YG's rapper Dthang was also in some big trouble as well. He's currently locked up for 21 different criminal charges stemming from gun possession and drug charges. And if he's found guilty for most of the charges, he's looking at a long time in jail. Now, K-Flock and Dthang are both sitting in the infamous Rikers Island jail complex, known for its poor conditions and violence. It's also a jail that most people who are awaiting a trial in New York go to. A lot of different gangs are situated inside the prison, which causes a lot of violence. K-Flock and Dthang even bumped into each other and got into a little situation while locked up. And after the situation, both dropped freestyles dissing each other through prison phone lines. K-Flock states that he jumped Dthang.
I walked in the spot up on hot. DP walked in the spot and got hot. I'm in jail now, such a big chop. Get posted in the lung, everything we gon' bounce.
But Dthang states that K-Flock is lying.
K-Flock, why you locked on the net? Cause said I got hot, me, you know that cat. And for one, we gon' get to the fact you saw me face to face and you wasn't on that. Like, stop the lying and we crib I was and I start firing.
It's starting to look like the Bronx is...
Man, bro, when they get out, bro, and like we really hear what happened, bro, that's gonna be a viral moment right there, bro. Cause if they actually like face to face, bro, in Rikers and shit like that, bro, that's just gonna be a viral moment, bro.
Becoming a trap impossible to
get
get
that
out of.
Hey,
some of the most...
Hey, if it's fucking the Breakfast Club, no jumper, whoever getting that first interview from K-Flock or Dthang, when they get out, bro, they gonna have a viral moment if they ask the right question.
Promising artists being taken down before they could get out, with the likes of YG's rapper Lee Drilly being charged for a murder, and up-and-coming Sevside rapper C-Hot being brutally shot down in a car, and one of the most hottest rappers, Dougie B, from Sevside being in and out of jail, and YouTuber even trying to take down his tracks. Hopefully more Bronx artists start to realize that this is a way out, and in the future we could possibly start to see the biggest artists in hip-hop coming from the Bronx. It's been your boy Kid Nerd, and peace out.
Like I said, bro, limited potential, bro. But y'all just need to play this shit smart. Stop, you feel me, letting the police just do whatever to y'all, and y'all just continue staying in the neighborhoods that y'all grew up in. Y'all can't stay there no more. Like, the police is gonna continue to harass y'all, and you feel me, try to pick y'all up for petty shit, and just, you feel me, just like Dthang, he had them gun charges, keep building up, kept getting harassed, and now he's looking at what, 21 charges or some shit, bro? Like, that's just crazy, man. You feel me? Free K-Flock, free everybody, man. You feel me? A lot of potential behind them walls. Hopefully they get out. But hey, man, this was a fire video, bro. I feel like I need to do this every like couple months, bro. Someone needs to like drop it every couple months, cause it can, like, the Bronx shit just continues to like build to the storyline, bro. And I'm fucking with it, bro. You feel me? Not fucking with like the violence and shit like that, but you feel me? Fucking with the storylines, and you feel me? Everything compiled into like one video, bro. It's just like, I don't know, bro. Maybe reminisce, bro. Like, you feel me? A year ago when shit like this was happening, K-Flock was spinning blocks, bro. Just, I don't know, getting reminiscent. But hey, man, I'm gonna get up there. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Keep doing y'all. Keep doing me. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Good.